All right. Well, hello everybody, and welcome. It is Comics News Today. I am Chester C. Busby III, and I'm very happy to be joined here by my panel, and we have some very interesting things to talk about. I'm happy that you guys are coming to join us as well. Just keep in mind all our links down below, particularly to Fanspeak. That's growing and growing. We're very happy with that. We see our first person in here today is Jesse Miller at the Crow's Nest. So that's a long name, Jesse. He says, "Long time no see, man." Yeah, absolutely. Glad to have you here today. Always happy to see people come back and enjoying us. Just keep in mind, guys, that of course, we're happy to have you subscribed and liking our show because it does help. But the thing that's most important to us is to hit that share button and let your families and friends and extended community know what's going on, so they can come over and join us and interact with us. And of course, as I have always done and will continue to do, I implore you all to come and be a guest on the show. Like, for instance, Joshua. Joshua is our most favorite troll, and he's been studying and learning and mastering his craft here with us. And I would love to have one day Joshua to come and join us on the show so we can hear his voice and talk icon to icon as it is. So,
Oh
uh,
yeah.
that please come on in. Same thing with Veilnid. There is a mystery behind Veilnid, and I would love that to be solved. But I have a feeling if Valen did come on, and they or he or she or whatever name that Valen would like to take or gender specific, would probably use some kind of synthetic machine and would just frustrate me to no ends. But Valen is here as well. It says, "Hail Caesar and hail Raven." Well, absolutely, hail everyone worthy of hailing. But let me jump over here and come and see who's with us with the panel today and say hello to them. Jesse does say something real quick. He says, "Brother, I can't even share my own shows. I'm banned." Oh, really, dude? Well,
Wow.
you're not banned here, dude. You come on with us. Say hello. I mean, that's the whole point of FanSpeak, right? Seriously, seriously. We're just a bunch of fans. You're more than welcome to come on and talk with us. And if you suck really, really, really bad, you can still come on because, we don't care.
Yeah.
Paul's
Yeah.
here.
I'm a
Hey,
testament to that.
yes, exactly. Exactly. Booster too. But yeah, this is just about fun, guys. We're having a good old time. You're more than welcome to come and join us. And of course, those links down to get in touch with me are really good. Also, if you want to be on the fan edition, which is today, fan edition join recorded. And the pros yesterday, they did Shazam, right? I had to go to work,
Yes.
so I didn't see it. Jiminy covered for me, which was awesome. But today we're going to be doing something related to Shazam. We're not going to do Shazam itself, and I'll let you guys contemplate and ponder what that might be. But I'm looking forward to it because it's going to be awesome. Just so you know, all the Joan Recorded Fan Edition in the Discord, they're all very excited about what we're doing. Paul said, "I suck and been on twice." Yeah, there you go. Actually, you come on again, Paul. Happy to have you, dude. Nick W's here. He says, "Hello, everybody." Well, hello to you, dude. And we got, Oscar Fair Tosspot, one of my favorite names. Shazam with bold chests. Yes, bold chests are very, very important. Absolutely. And I've always liked Captain Marvel, actually. He's a fun character. He's obviously Superman, but he's also the magical aspect and the kid aspect. It's a fun story. It's Captain Marvel's fun. The current Captain Marvel isn't, and I'm not going to talk about that because I would just rant. Nevertheless, let me come over and say hello. We have the chairman with us. The chairman is with us. Hello, Mr. DeWolf.
You talk about ranting.
Yes, well,
Yes.
we will get to that momentarily, sir.
Yeah, yeah. Well, and of course, I am still sporting. I'm still sporting the Quasar with the black armband.
You are. And would you like to explain to everybody why Quasar is wearing a black armband? Just, for
Well,
record's sake.
this particular picture is from a cover in which he is mourning a deceased hero at their tombstone. There, the black armband has a small star on it. The star like what Captain Marvel wears.
Hmm.
And so I have Quasar mourning the fact that Captain Marvel has died or is in a near death state at least.
Yeah, yeah. Well, it is, and it's only getting worse. They literally keep doubling down. I guess we're beyond double. What are we down to, Denali? Is this pentupling down, or are we beyond that? Maybe we're octupling. We might be
We're
octupling.
yeah, we reach up top.
Yes, definitely. So it is
Then you
what
guys are
it
keeping track.
is. I uh, oh no. Jesse Jesse Miller says, "Is it going to be Shazam as a white knight? You know, that would be funny, but
Woo!
I kind of like Captain America, Captain Marvel, sorry. I wouldn't want to disrespect him." Um Nick W says, "Tonight, Kazam at Drawn and Quartered Fan Edition." That would be interesting. Jesse Miller says, "Did you see him white knighting for Captain Marvel the other day? He totally turned my stomach." Yeah, nah, he was being a little bit idiot. This is the problem, man. When people tell you stuff, you can enjoy it and have fun with it, but if you really want to take it to heart, do some research, man. Right? Like for instance with me, and maybe a lot of you, I would think. I love conspiracy theories. Those are fun, man. It's entertaining. It's almost like fantasy reading, right? And I
Oh
don't
yeah, yeah.
care if it's true. Who cares? The more interesting it is, the more fun it is. But if I'm actually going to take a conspiracy theory to actual heart, you better damn believe I'm going to study the hell out of it, right? Which I never do because who cares? It does. What is the truth of is the Earth flat? Does it matter? No, it
Well,
doesn't.
well, there is the theory that I was sent a check by Marvel
Uh huh.
because of all the nice things I've been saying about Captain Marvel and Brie Larson.
You're supposed to be
Um,
keeping the check private. We don't want people to know about that.
there's also a theory that the check didn't clear because after the box office figures,
Hmm.
the estimates dropped,
Yeah.
that they went ahead and they canceled the check.
Oh well, that's too bad. I apologize. We worked really hard to get that shield money. Damn it.
I know.
I
I,
know.
I, I
Oscar for your tall spot says, "My patience with actors who can't shut up and act wears thin." Oh, dude, forever, man. But yeah, they are getting worse and worse. That is true. And we're going to get to that. Let us get to that because we have some things that are going to cover that today. We have some light topics as usual, but we have a couple serious articles actually today. We've been doing actual news recently. I don't know, Denali, if we're going down the right road. Actual news. Oh goodness.
We
How you
we
doing,
have to be
man?
informed. I'm
That's true.
doing
You're
wonderful.
right. You're right.
I'm doing great. But yeah, no. Sometimes we do have to be the voice and say, "Hey, these there's really serious topic that will affect our hobby, so we might as well pay attention
Hmm.
and be informed about it." Like yesterday's news,
That was
that
big
it's a
news.
shocker.
Yeah, that is.
Yeah,
No, that news was probably. Yeah, I'm surprised I didn't see more people talking about it. And of course, we know that that's going to be overturned eventually, obviously. But that was ridiculous. You're talking about that is literally industry shattering news, and I didn't see hardly anybody talking about it. That was big. But nevertheless, happy to have you here, Denali. We're going to cover some
yeah.
interesting stories. Ooh, we got a trailer today. Yes, I love trailers. You know I do. Jesse Miller says, "If the world is flat, it only matters if you own a boat." Uh-huh, uh-huh, uh-huh. Well, truth, it only matters if for some reason in the future humanity has to escape this planet in desperate panic. That's the only time it really matters if the Earth is flat or not. Actually, of course, it's not. It's been proven that the ball it's a round ball. But like with many conspiracy theories, I don't want to get into that. We talk about doing a show on it though. We should. With many conspiracy theories, they found a kernel of truth. There is a kernel of truth in flat Earth. There's a couple of them actually, and basically the science doesn't work, and NASA obviously is lying about a whole bunch of stuff. It's just about what are they lying about though. See, jumping to the concept that they're just hiding a flat Earth. Well, that doesn't abide Occam's razor, right? And NASA's lying about stuff because the American government is doing secret stuff. That's what they're lying about. But there are other lies going on. So they found kernels of truth and they run with it, right? And for the most part, they're just having fun. That's the thing with conspiracy theories is there's always a little bit of truth there that just gets blown up into this thing. But the funny thing is, each one of these conspiracy theory communities also has these huge infighting battles that go on, kind of like over here. But we don't talk about that very much here. Jesse also says it's called
Oh yeah,
Ruffalo
yeah.
syndrome. Oh, yes. Ruffalo syndrome. The excuse, the simple, easiest excuse to explain away anybody's altering opinion. Hey, George. George,
Greetings, greetings.
I see you're arting here today.
I am I was right in the middle of something, concentrating. I didn't want to disturb the awesomeness of your sentences.
Oh, thank you very much. I do try to construct them in the best way that I can, on the fly even. And I occasionally am successful. But hey, it is what it is. But hey, we got 12 people in here right now, or is it up to more? Uh, it feels to me like YouTube is at war with Streamlabs and OBS, and I guess they probably are. But they don't really things don't translate very well now. YouTube's doing stuff to try to keep this platform from functioning very well on its site. Nevertheless, I do see 12 people in here, and I'd really, really appreciate it if you guys will hit that share button and let your family and friends and extended community know what we're doing, please. Nevertheless, we have chatted amongst ourselves quite enough. So I'm going to jump into our stories here, and I think I'm going to start with something lighthearted, and then we're going to get into DeWolf. So this first one isn't much to talk about here, guys. Um, this
I
right
like
here.
the Optimus.
Yeah,
Then
go
we're
ahead,
gonna
Denali.
go into the wolf. No, it's kind of funny how you said it. We're gonna
Yeah.
be lighthearted for a moment. Then we're gonna go into the wolf, the
Yes,
mind of the wolf.
yes, that's right. So introduce us. Let me come over here and share with the panel so they can see what's going on. And the first thing here is talking about, Suicide Squad is in the news again. Interesting.
Yeah, basically, Will Smith is out. He's not gonna be
Yep.
part of the John Gunn thing. So
hmm But
okay,
why is
good.
he out? Why is Will Smith stepping out of something that was a bit of a comeback for him after a bit of kind of stinky work on his part? But he actually
Hmm.
was kind of fun in Suicide Squad. Actually, even though it wasn't a good movie, he was fun. So why is he out though, Denali? What do you think it is?
Well, if you go by face value, they said it's scheduling conflicts and
Scheduling conflicts. Oh, I see. Yeah. Scheduling conflicts. I wonder if that's even true though, because
yeah.
it might be in this case though, because I think that Suicide Squad, him playing Deadshot, was actually a benefit to him. I think, but wonder if he
Mm.
thinks that. What do you guys think? This is a simple little news? It's not a big deal, right? Will Smith is out. Okay, so no Deadshot. But is he out for the reasons that are stated, which is scheduling differences, or is he out because he doesn't want to work with James Gunn?
I think
I'm
it's done.
yeah.
Hmm. That's possible. It may also just be the fact that it's not that big of a hit. It's not a
Maybe.
character he wants to do again, right?
Yeah.
He's a big actor, so
Sure.
he can go off and do other respectable work, chasing pelicans across some bay,
hmm
and make it a drama or something.
That's true. That is a good point as well. It might just simply be because it isn't a functional vehicle for him. Maybe. Um,
Talking about pelicans, that reminded me of the Julia Roberts and Denzel Washington movie Pelican Brief. You
the
guys
Yeah,
watch
Pelican
that?
Brief. Well, that's a good movie
Yeah,
actually.
yeah.
That's
see,
a
he
solid
may want to
movie.
do another thing like that instead,
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, the thing is,
more
Will
mature
Smith
role.
is well, no, but I mean, Will Smith is Will Smith. He's always Will Smith. He's never not Will Smith. But I like Will Smith. He's entertaining. Now he's an absolute colossal failure as a father, for goodness sake. But oh well, can't be everything, I suppose. But you guys tell us what you think. I guess I get James Gunny with it. Very, very almost clever, Dave. Very good, very good. Um,
I mean, we gotta remember this is the guy who did Wild Wild West.
yeah, but see now
If you
people
beat
hate on
Wild
that
Wild.
movie, but I like that movie, dude.
He hates on that movie.
Yeah, I know. I said everybody. But
Okay.
I'm just saying, I like that movie, dude. I think that was a simple popcorn fun movie. The problem with critics is this: they want everything to have depth and meaning, but everything doesn't have to have depth and meaning, man. It can just be fun, right?
But it wasn't fun.
It
wasn't
was
fun.
fun.
It,
It had a
it was
giant
terrible.
spider in it.
It was
It
terrible.
had a half dude in it, man.
My dad was falling asleep by the first act.
I do. It was also one of those early. I don't know how much controversy was around it because it's Will Smith and he's very popular. But of course, there was a gender swap, not a gender swap, a racial swap in that with Will Smith. Because I watched the
Yeah.
original TV show. Didn't you guys watch Wild Wild West TV show?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
love that show, man. That was an awesome show, right? It was done kind of in the style of the Mod Squad or Mission Impossible or the Man from Uncle. It was kind of done in that kind of style, but it was a western, right? And I
Right.
love that show. But of course, the lead actor, I can't remember his name offhand, but he was a white dude, and they changed him into a black dude. But that had no controversy around it, I guess, because it wasn't well known. I don't know.
Right. You were expecting something like amazing, like, well, it's kind of cringy now, Independence Day, because he was coming off of that, and then Men in Black, which was hilarious, and then you come with Wild Wild West.
Yep. Well, people hate on it, and that's fine. I guess I'm just a weirdo.
Yep. Yep. Not disagreeing there.
No disagreement. Looking over the chat real quick, and then we're going to jump to an article which DeWolf is going to take complete control over, and we're going to sit back and enjoy our coffee. Jesse Miller says, the moon is hollow, and we were told not to go back. The rock that comprises the moon is older than the Earth. Dun dun dun. Nick W. says, judging by recent headlines, our planet is a cube. We live on Bizarre World. Awesome, dude. That would be cool, actually.
Yes.
Well,
Cube would be
it
cool.
would explain so much.
Oh no, IDC. I don't know what that means, but I have to sure it's funny. Joshua. Vilna says Will Smith playing Will Smith was pretty bland. At least that was better than most of the other characters. Yeah, well, I guess when the movie's really not good and you do okay, it stands out. I suppose that's true. Nick W says Disney money, cash those checks. Hey, we will, baby. We will, and I'll sleep well too. Uh, yeah, I read that one. James Miller says Valnid is on the money. Oh goodness, almost clever. That's me. Jesse Miller, he uses a little bit of bad word, but this is not Mike's show, so I'm going to let it through. He says he's a lefty ass that thinks Trump voters should be wiped out. No money for him. Goodness gracious. Robert Conrad. Thank you very much, Oscar Three Tosspot. Yeah, Robert Conrad. There you go, George. Good job, man. Of the hit this battery off of my shoulder. Okay. Roger Heller says, oh, hello, Roger. Hey, guys, how's your Thursday going? Hope all you guys are doing fantastic. Dude, I am doing awesome and having fun, but the air is about to be sucked out of the room. Are you ready? I'm ready. DeWolf.
Well, now, so we have this other article from Bounding into Comics, and it says that Captain Marvel's Brie Larson says that 2019 is about intersectional feminism. Now, I did not know what intersectional feminism was, so thank you, Brie Larson, for enlightening me. And oh my goodness, I have to go ahead and and remind you, right? I've been the fan. I think I have been the Comicsgate fan. Maybe there's one other that has been just holding out. And I'm still saying, hey, and just don't be so mean even to Brie Larson, because it's a kind of a Christian value of mine. Even be nice to my enemies. I mean, not that I think she's my enemy, but apparently I may be hers. So she says, I think because it's 2019 and what 2019 is about really is intersectional feminism. Well, first off, let me just stop there and say, no, it's not. No. It's about something entirely different, right? We had an election. We have conservatism is on the rise. That's what 2019 is about. But anyway,
it's about
I digress.
It's about a wall, a big wall.
It is about a wall. There's just no question that we would have to show what it means to be all different kinds of women, that we don't just have one type. It became a great opportunity, even with things like the love story. We wanted to make that big love, that lost love, that love that's found again with Carol's best friend, to show that That's incredibly powerful and gripping. And you could go to the ends of the earth and fight to the end for your best friend. Crap. We saw this already, Bree. This is nothing new. To say that Captain Marvel is doing that because of intersectional uh, feminism
Yeah.
is wrong. Is that what Bucky and Steve Rogers were doing? Were they doing intersectional masculinitism
How dare you bring men
when
into this conversation? It's about women.
we have the I know it's exactly men have been capitalizing on this idea of this love story between dudes
Mhm.
that will go to the ends of the earth to each other because of that buddy factor because they're there in war, together, and you're in the foxhole. You put them ahead of yourself, and we already saw that with Winter Soldier.
True, but see, when
So
we do it, they call it a bromance. See, they have to degrade it and put it down and throw some kind of homosexual taint on it because it's men,
or
right? It's bromance. It's not buddies. It's a bromance,
or
right?
or kind of feminize it. Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
so my goodness, do I want to do the Samuel L. Jackson part?
You should.
It's
I do.
it's kind of crazy too.
It is kind of
That
crazy,
being,
but I think the
well,
thing
go
with
ahead.
it is though, DeWolf, is that the Brie Larson thing should have been much higher, much squeakier, and much more annoying. You didn't really get the voice, just so you know.
I know. And I go for the ambiance, not necessarily to be spot on for the vocal.
That's right. Let's see if you can pull off the Sam Jackson. Try to keep the F bombs to a minimum, please.
Oh my goodness, yes. It's kind of crazy too that being Captain Marvel doesn't necessarily define you. When you do make the discovery of who Carol Danvers was and what was going on, she had a life before getting her powers, and she's pretty badass already. So
Mhm.
that whole thing about you are what made you, it's like that's some bull. Like I was a badass way before we got there. Okay, I'm not sure what that has to do with intersexual feminism.
It's
Um,
not. It's a pro woman promotion.
Oh, right. And of course, Larson says, that's a huge part of why I felt comfortable doing this, because originally I was like, I'm not interested in an idealized version of perfection. I'm not interested in portraying perfect, strong woman that never makes the wrong choice, Mary Sue, because I consider myself a risk taker and I make a lot of mistakes. Boy, do you ever, because of that. That's how it works. Big swings makes big failure. You are failing now, darling. Oh, I said darling. Oh, I'm so sorry.
Ooh.
Oh my. And then you've got
you're just a part of the toxic masculinity.
This is
Yeah.
the black lady that's playing Marie Rambeau in the movie, which is interesting
Yes.
little addition they made there. But go ahead.
Yes, they did, because then there's her quote, which says, her being a fighter pilot along with a single mother, that's her superhero quality.
Mhm.
That's absolutely her superpower,
Mhm.
because being a single mother, especially a black single
Mhm.
mother,
Which is
having been
75%
raised by
chance of the time being true. Sorry.
exactly why? Because they get rid of their own children. They don't want to be mothers anymore. So the fact that you had the child in the first place is amazing. Oh my goodness. It's this
I
whole
love
rant.
no, the last thing is the most important comment. I know that there's just a certain type of strength that comes ancestrally through the women.
Yes.
Yes.
Well, and then the next part, because here she says that Black Panther has raised everyone's awareness to the fact that we just don't have any black superheroes, and our younger generations aren't seeing enough of themselves. We're not being represented, and Marvel took that responsibility. And I think for the change in consciousness that's happening in the black community right now and over the last couple of years. What are you talking about, woman? You say in the one sentence that you don't that Black Panther shows you that you don't have black superheroes being represented. You use an example of a black superhero being represented to say that there's not black superheroes being represented, which of course is in the same MCU that we have Falcon. He's there representing
Black Lightning,
blacks.
Blade,
Black Lightning. We also have Cloak's out there,
Mhm.
right?
Blade.
Mm-hmm.
Don't forget Blade. I love Blade.
Maybe there's War Machine,
Lion.
right?
War
Yeah.
Machine, yeah.
Goliath.
War Machine, yeah.
It's on and on.
Oh,
The
Fury,
problem.
Fury, of course.
He doesn't
Oh,
count. He
really?
doesn't count. He
He
doesn't
doesn't
count.
count. Yeah, yeah.
He's what
Oh,
they're
well,
trying to say is male. They're all male. There's
true.
not a female.
Where's the respect though? Shaft. Shaft is a superhero.
Oh, totally.
Yeah, yeah. So then, of course, I had to figure out, in case no one knows, the intersectional feminism means that it's feminism also including the intersectionality of race and culture, gender, class, ability, ethnicity.
Mhm,
Okay. Because if you're not an intersectional feminist,
mhm.
I have discovered you're what they call a white feminist, because all the facts and figures of feminism from the 60s
Mhm.
have all just concerned themselves with white women, which of course now we see why all of this is coming to a head with Hollywood and everyone else. Here Brie Larson sits. She's a white woman. She can no longer just say, I'm going to be a feminist and include all women. Why? Because saying one blanket thing like a woman, apparently we no longer just have any women, because we all know what that means. Now we have to say there are particular types of women. The black feminist experience is different than the white experience.
Mhm.
Are you kidding me?
Mhm. May I
Leftists
interject?
have gone to the
May I interject?
after three more sentences.
Okay, go ahead.
Leftists have gone to the point where you've gone from being getting the right to vote and the right to be in the workplace, and then the right to culturally dominate everybody, because we're no longer in a patriarchy. We're in a matriarchy. Well, no, we're not in a matriarchy, even though that women are dominating the social spectrum and now are in government. We're actually in a kindergarchy,
Mhm,
because
mhm.
children are ruling over everything.
Yep, true. My
Okay,
interjection
go
is very
ahead.
simple. Storm twice.
Right.
Caleb,
So my point to there, that because I went a little off there on that intersectional concept, because now we've gone from feminism. They have feministed themselves to death that they now have to look inside themselves to say, oh, well, I'm also not black. So I've done something wrong. So now there's white guilt. You have to now parse down. They've made such headway that they can't be happy and celebrate it. They've made such headway socially that now they have to go ahead and keep the idea that something is wrong. There's always an agenda. They're always mad. And so you got to make up something new.
Mhm.
yeah,
And now we get to this.
this is no different than global warming, climate change, and whatever other excuse they come up with because the old one is just not working.
Yeah, no,
Right.
no, it's
Yeah.
true. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. But I mean, the thing that irks me the most about this whole article, actually, the one thing that stands out is this section at the beginning. It became a great opportunity, even with things like the love story. We wanted to make that big love, that lost love, the love that's found again, be with Carol's best friend. You bastards. You had the opportunity to do a great love story with Captain Marvel and Carol Danvers,
Oh
actually.
my, yes.
And you can go straight to hell, because I mean, and is this a wink wink to that? Is you saying, ha, you guys expected that love story? No, we're going to give you this one, and we're going to write it in such a way that makes you think that it's a lesbian relationship as well, which I don't think it is. But it's just, oh, you bastards, you bastards.
So what you're
It
saying is Carol Danvers isn't broad-minded enough to actually fall in love with a Kree alien. She's
No,
an
I think not.
alienist.
I think not. Yeah, of course. Oh, look over here. There's some conversations popped up. It's Weapon X says blah 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 blah. SJWers really love the sound of their own voice, don't they? Thank you.
Yeah.
So this is
Yeah.
in motion. This article. It's in motion. Interesting. But yeah, thank you very much, DeWolf. It's intersectional feminism. For all of you who don't know that, it is you know that white women are the enemy now, is what it comes down to.
Yeah.
And of course, it's been
Yeah.
moving away from that for that direction for a long time, because it comes
Oh
down
yeah.
to the simple. You can look in the absolute hate that this woman has for herself and her color, in the fact that she was so bigoted. in not wanting any men to interview her because it's time. It's freaking time, right? That not only did she demand or situate herself where she had a black lady interviewer, she was a black lady in a wheelchair. And how many times has that joke come up? That the most powerful thing you can be on the progressive ladder is a black transgender woman in a wheelchair, right? And it
Yeah, that's
literally
unfortunate.
came true. Dun dun dun. It's amazing. It's amazing. You
And I
just
don't.
you just keep on hating yourself there, Miss Bree. You keep hating yourself
Yeah,
because you're white so,
Oh,
so
I
bad.
will think
That's why she's so
also,
angry. Look at it. Look at her
also
angry.
what's amazing is that they were hard pressed to find people other than white people in those positions to interview her.
Hmm. I bet.
do you know why? Because of the patriarchy. You know why there's a patriarchy? Because Hollywood and the government, the same thing that employs her, is full of the patriarchy, while middle America and the rest of the working class and everyone else that listens to the sound of my voice, we are all normal people. We live in a world that is beyond patriarchy, where men and women exist simultaneously, make decisions together. And yet they're preaching to us, right? The unwashed masses are being preached to, but who they need to preach to is, in fact, the choir.
Yeah, of course. Let's see. Let me come over here to the chat, and because there's a lot of opinion here, so let's catch up on it. All right. Um, Jesse's finishing up here. He said that during the election, I had no respect for him. Talk about Will Smith and hating on Trump, but hey, he's in Hollywood, so of course he did. Huge ass says, "What's up, guys? What's up with you, dude?" Valen adds more information to the Wild Wild West here. Kenneth Branagh, as per usual, was the best part of Wild Wild West. Yeah. Yeah, he always is. Jesse Miller, don't worry, bro. They don't know intersectional feminist is either. They just like to say it. No, they don't know anything, actually. They don't bother doing the research. Valen, intersectionality is all about Marxism. It's all about Marxism, dude. Jesse says, Vale is again on the money. Yes, usually. Samurai Sid, cool name, says this article is more and more making me want to off myself, and I don't believe in suicide. Clearly, a plot to get rid of Caucasian men. Well, let's take a breath there, sir. Nick W. I'm not interested in an idealized version of perfection. Brie Larson, 2019.
Yeah.
Oh no. Jesse says next time call her Petty in a Gambit voice. That'd be interesting. We don't have Booster though. Jesse Miller, by the way, he's working, guys. He has a job now. So we're happy that Boosters has money coming in. So it's okay.
All we can hope for is that Rogue comes and sucks all of her powers away and puts her in a coma.
This is true. This is true. Jesse Miller continues. He says, "What does that even mean? That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. And I've heard a lot of dumb things. It's true. It is true." Vale Nid says, "Beauty is truth. Truth, beauty. That is all you know of Earth, and ye need to know." Keats. Hmm.
Yeah.
Jesse Miller, Luke Cage, yes, and once again Storm twice.
Mm.
Samurai said, communist governments have never been diverse. So what's their point?
Oh
Did you
my
have
goodness,
have
yes.
some interjection there, Dual?
That is true. Well, yeah, that is true.
It is
Oh
true.
yeah, I do. I got to get going. But
Mhm.
you know, one thing, because I'm looking at this picture of Brie, and I'm seeing how beautifully sculpted her face is, and her brow
Man-like
and her
even.
lip.
Mm.
She is she's a beautiful woman. Have you seen her in the blue dress at the premiere, and her back and her muscles tone? She's very pretty, and you know, I'm just gonna
She's
go ahead and say that to
scrawny.
Brie. What's funny is I can say this, and Brie won't like it as well. It doesn't matter if you say that she is and it isn't, and I say that she is. She won't like it either way. Why? Because I also think that when I see her smile, that she has a pretty smile. And I'm not saying that necessarily because she needs to smile more, like is the problem, because men apparently sexualize women and smiling and get something out of it, which we don't. We say this
No, I'm an
because
ass man
you
myself,
look like you're.
personally.
We say this because I think you've had a bad day. I just want to help cheer you up. The same thing that happens to me. And I don't know, maybe this is because I'm over sexualized by women, but they tell me, "Oh, hey, where's your smile at? Where's your smile? You normally have a smile." So what do I have to take away from this? Right? It happens to me just as much, maybe more often. I don't know. Brie Larson. Especially when I read stories like this, I lose my smile.
That's true. But you do have to keep in mind her negative look, her lack of smiles. It's because she hates the fact that she was born white. This person hates the fact that they're born white, and there's a lot of them like that, and it's confusing and odd to me. But it is what it is.
Is
But
that
this
why
hateful look, I must find alluring.
Hmm. You must, or otherwise you're some ism. But
That's right.
nevertheless, thank you very much for joining us today, Dwolf. I know you got to
Oh
run,
my.
take care of family stuff,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
that was a fun article.
It was, well, yeah, I tried to make it ranting, hopefully a little bit fun.
It's
Otherwise,
all
this will drive you nuts. You got to get it out, get it out of the system. Everybody, make your comments, your posts, and then of course, we then move forward on with the rest of our lives
Mhm.
in happy, smiling ways.
Well, to be honest with me, for me, the whole thing was kind of a joke and just having a laugh at it and playing around with it until yesterday, dude, when that comic book came out. That actually pissed me off.
No,
That is
no,
the
there's an
first moment I
interview.
was actually angry, was yesterday.
She she smiled. There is a guy on a motorcycle that apparently, because of an interview that she does, I guess over there in Britain, this guy mentions the fact that there is a scene in the movie in which some guy on a motorcycle goes, "Hey, babe, you should smile." That's in the movie, and she then tells this guy, "Yes, that actually happens. That happens to women on a daily basis. This is a problem for women." What?
Well, don't you remember the dude smiled at her in the airport and she got all upset about it? This is the same person. That's Brie Larson did that, right?
Yeah, I know. And
Yeah.
smiling. What do we tell people in marketing all the time? Oh my Lord, all those poor Chick-fil-A people. I just realized when you walk in, that's what they do. They have them smile.
Yeah, how dare they? Yeah.
No wonder they hate Chick-fil-A, but can't have enough of their delicious Chick-fil-A sandwiches.
I
Oh
guess.
my goodness.
I've
Okay,
never
yeah,
had a
I gotta
Chick-fil-A.
go.
All right,
I want to
dude.
go.
Thanks for coming.
Then you're missing out on something enjoyable. And
No,
I feel
well,
sorry for you,
if I ever
Chester.
get back to the States, I'll definitely try one out. But I've been living in the Asia too long. That came out after I moved here. But
Mm.
thank you very much to Wolf, and we'll check you out later, man. And he's probably already gone. All right, so
Yeah.
continuing here with the chat, Jesse says, my mother was a child of the 60s. She was about 20. She was an actual feminist because she didn't give a damn about feminism or what any other woman had to think or say about her. Well, actual feminism is about women empowering themselves. It has nothing to do with men at all, actually. Jesse continues, and he says that, and she didn't hate men. That is key. Yeah, because feminism is about, like I said. Anyway, Samurai said the inner circles are a bunch of men, Russian, Chinese, Cuban, etc. Only a scarce number of women. Okay. Uh, but once again, what is the male responsibility? To build and maintain the infrastructure. Is that what they're doing? That's probably what they're doing. Nick W says Chester CM opening weekend prediction. Captain Marvel here. Opening weekend predictions. These things are jumping all over the place, right? We saw at one point it was 120 million, then it dropped down to 80 million. It was 100 million, then it was 50 million. Now they're saying 150 million. They have no
No,
clue, dude.
possible. And here's the thing that they're talking about with those things. It's still 100 million.
Hmm.
Give or minus 50 million in the article themselves. So regardless of how you slices, they're predicting still 100 million, but could possibly make 150. I don't think so.
Well,
Um,
I think
I
that
don't.
and you know why? Because they're projecting it from Solo, and Solo made 170 opening weekend, but that was a 4-day weekend. This is not happening here with Captain Marvel, which is being launched on March 8th, which is a Friday. So you're only having the standard 3 days.
well,
Let's hold a second. Let's look at it very logically. Captain Marvel is a character that no one in the normal world knows about. Solo, they know him because of Star Wars that came before it.
mhm.
Black Panther was in Civil War. There was a big boost for when it came to his appearance in his own movie. Ant-Man and Wasp, they made about, was it 60 million?
Yeah, but this
Yeah.
has the Marvel tag on it, dude. That is worth a lot of money.
So did Ant-Man and Wasp. But
Yeah.
I'm saying 70 million or less because she's not as recognizable as Wonder Woman.
Well, that would be devastating to them, actually, because in truth, if you think about it, they need to make what 400 million really to break even on this movie. I mean, somewhere around there. They need to make more to have a profit, right? So
Right.
that's their goal, and of course they want to make $1 billion on the movie, but I'm thinking 400 million is kind of that break mark for them. And it's they're going to have a hard time hitting it because they won't hit it weekend one, probably. You never know. But the problem with this movie is going to be the fact that it's unfortunately just mediocre from the reviews we're getting. The first, like we said, the first half's bad. The second half's really much better, and the best thing in the movie is the villain, which is a cool twist from Marvel, to be fair. But it's going to fall off
You can
hard
thank
after the weekend
Daredevil for
one.
that.
Well, yeah, okay, yeah, no, absolutely. That guy, freaking D'Onofrio, dude, that guy's awesome. But
Yeah.
it's going to fall off bad off the first weekend. I think it's going to be their problem, but we'll see. It's hard to do predictions, dude, but I'm not going to be shocked if this movie makes money. I mean, it is a Marvel movie, you know. It's
But look at the problem surrounding it. You have Rotten Tomatoes changing their score because of
lying
Captain
and cheating.
Marvel.
Yeah, true.
Right. You have Brie Larson saying she doesn't want the white dudes, and a majority, I hate to say, the majority of the fans who watches this are white
Well,
dudes
she
and their
didn't.
family and their
Let's be
kids.
fair. That has gotten blown out of proportion. She didn't say she didn't
Yeah.
want the white dudes. She's saying she's sick of white dudes giving their opinion. White critics giving their opinion, or white men, I guess, giving their opinion, and she thinks it's time to have more diversity critics. That's to be fair. She never said
Right, but
anything about white men not coming to see her movie. She never did say that. I mean, just devil's
no.
advocate.
But that's the perception. That's
I
what I'm
know,
trying to
I
get
know.
at.
You're right. Yeah,
Yeah, I know you're trying to clear out. Thank you. But the perception is she doesn't want the audience. She
yeah.
is catering for, from what her interview is saying, is this movie is not made for the fanboys. It's made for, the other groups, and if you don't get what we're trying to do, then you're obviously not part of the group.
Yeah.
That's basically what she's saying. And that's what everybody's
Yeah.
picking up. Whether it's really what she's saying and she has poor things, the poor delivery, which I'm pretty sure she has poor delivery of the way how she's saying it. She could say it nicer.
She never
Um,
does. She's always been kind of nasty. Yeah.
right.
But I
It
mean,
makes people less inclined to watch a film.
and
Why
and it
would I
gets
want to?
and it gets worse
Yeah,
every day, Denali. And that's the thing,
yeah,
because trust me, guys, I wouldn't be throwing Brie Larson in front of you every day. There's more things to talk about, but every day there's some other stupid thing that comes up. And once again, right? And it's like,
right,
the stupidity of this cannot get out of the media. It's like every damn day. And we know it's going to get worse because how long is it going to take before they start blaming all of us and our sexism for not loving this character in this movie? Because it's already started. I've already seen the initials of it. They're going to do the same thing they did with the Star Wars, they did with Ghostbusters 2016. They're going to do the same
right,
thing. They're going to blame us for her negative, hateful attitude. That's what they're going to do, right?
Yes,
right,
yes, that's gonna happen. But here's an interesting twist on this whole thing. The people who came up with this marketing strategy and allowing her to talk, they designed all their marketing strategy in a bubble. And now this bubble has burst and they can't deal with reality.
Oh no, that's
They-
why they're going to start pointing fingers. Same thing happened with those things I just mentioned and other stuff. It's just like a wrinkle in time. People kept throwing the sexism at that, but that's not what people were even talking about. It had nothing to do with anything to do with females. It had to do with the fact that it was a horrible movie. I didn't hear
to-
anybody say anything about a female aspect of it. It was just a bad movie. But they jumped on that like with both feet, didn't they?
yeah.
Yep.
Yep. But anyway, let me get through this chat real quick. Samurai Sid says, "Here comes climate disruption. Better hold tight." Uh, Valen is commenting to Samurai Sid. Samurai Sid continues here. Communism, Politburos, Hellfire Club predates communism, Jacobites. JC Miller says hating 70% of the population is very convenient when your goal is depopulation. Ooh, interesting. We're getting political now. Nick W says Comrade Marvel is watching you all. Eric Boyd, dogs and cats living together. Exactly. Hugh Jazz says I think this movie is going to reveal a general superhero fatigue. Uh, Angering an origin story at this point is just tedious. Well, people have been talking about here superhero fatigue for a while, and I don't think that actually apply. I don't think this fatigue thing applies. If it's a good movie, it's a good movie, right? But we'll see. Samurai says sure. I just read something about Ben Franklin visiting the Hellfire in London. Well, that's a interesting historical connection. Thank you, sir. Let me see here. Uh, ooh, we Jesse. People are retracting things. Speaking of that, hold on a second. I got the thing jumped on me. I do apologize. I think the movie is going to reveal. Okay, okay, okay. Sure. I love her lantern jaw. Well, yes. DeWolf was just trying to backtrack because he doesn't want to be too mean. But yeah, she does have a very male jaw. She doesn't hold a candle to Linda Hamilton's transformation for T2. No, well, and she's not transformed. She is. We can tell by her tone that those exercise montages were just that. They were montages. DeWolf wants sweet Disney dollars. Yes, he does. Jesse Miller. Speaking of that, I got a two-page handwritten letter today, so I officially have a stalker because I blocked this girl a month ago. Well, watch out, dude, because they are out of their damn mind. Samurai says, I should smile more. It's a people thing, not a gender thing. Chicken Sith says, my pleasure. Well, hello, Chicken Sith. Oscar Fair Tall Spot says, there are many times I have come back to a business because the staff was overly friendly. Dude, that is very true. You know what I do over here in Japan that benefits me incredibly because Japanese aren't that type of people? When I go to a restaurant and the food is good, I make sure that I stick my head in where the cooks are and I say thank you. Simple little thing, right? Just smile and say thank you, and they remember me. And over time, as I go back to those places, I get treated as almost family, right? Because they know me, they respect me, because I've shown them respect. Oh, does that mean that smiling and being polite in public has something to do with respecting each other? Oh no, I wouldn't make that accusation, would I? Jesse Miller says, or it could make
Dangerously close.
$500. Dangerously close. But I mean, come on. Samurai said, I was just commenting on how actual communists don't have female leadership. They demanding it in our hospitals is hypothetical. I don't know if they should be there or not. Okay. The art of read. Here is the Willie Mammoth himself, and he's talking to Jesse. Hello, dude. 400 million. Good luck. Ha 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 ha. Yeah, I think that's what they need to hit, though. I mean, this is a guess on my part, but just the standard. I watch Red Letter Media quite a bit, and those guys, they break those things down really well. Oscar Tosspot says a movie where the public cheers for a villain. Do say. Nick W. I am sticking to 90 million opening weekend, but it is looking worse for Disney MCU with every controversy. JC Miller. Wow, you guys got a lot to say today. It's cool. Or at least dudes of different races, but they're very hating dudes anyway. If she doesn't give a about what I think, I don't give a about what her movie has to say. Valen did. About Wrinkle in Time, Bree said, I don't want to hear what white man has to say because it's not made for them. Yeah, but that's not the point. They're critics, they're movie critics. They will critique every movie from a children's movie up until some, dark war movie, right? They're critics. It's their job. She doesn't understand she doesn't understand what the job is, I think. Jason Miller says, made for millennials is the liberals. They don't have any money and don't buy things mommy didn't give them money for. Hmm. Jesse Miller, I don't care if she smiles. Tell her to take a frickin' shower, just like a greaseball morning alcoholic. She does come off greasy sometimes. That's true. It's a bit odd. She's a Hollywood star that you would think. But anyway, Jason Miller, feel free to not read me. I am being honest, dude. I'm going to read everybody because that's what I like. I can't. I can't read that one though, Jesse, and it is hid. This is PG-13. We don't want to get too crazy, okay? Roger Hella says next. Yes, next. Yeah, you guys get the hookup. Nice to the people at the restaurant. Suddenly your drinks come twice as strong. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah, just be nice is the point. Anyway, you know what it's time for? You know what it's time for? A trailer.
Oh no.
I'm gonna watch it. We're gonna watch a trailer. You guys ready? It's trailer time.
Yeah.
This one is the Dark Phoenix official trailer, 20th Century Fox. Here we go.
Spoiler, they'll all die.
All right, here we go. Oh no, she's sad and upset. She's in the rain. She's
Why
gotten
did you
way
make
old.
me do that?
Why did you make me do that? Oh no, she killed someone.
Look at me.
Oh, it's the same.
Focus on my voice.
Oh,
House
that's a
from
different
X-Men
Mystique,
2.
dude. The Mystique is
She
different.
was my friend.
You're my family, James. No matter
Is
what.
Her hair is
Jennifer
cheaper.
Lawrence? No way.
Yeah, it is. It's just her makeup
She lost
is
a lot of weight. She
CGI.
doesn't have fat face anymore.
Right.
Look. You're special, Jean.
You're special, Jean.
And
Oh,
if you
God, this
stop
poor
fighting
girl.
that
She really
force
didn't age
inside
well,
you,
huh? That's too bad.
if you embrace it,
There's a lot of blue in Master Competition. A lot of blue.
you will possess the very power of a
Is
god.
that really Jennifer Lawrence?
Yeah.
Finally lost her baby fat, huh? It took a while.
Yep.
Oh no. We're doing this story again.
She'll kill us all.
From the mine of Simon Timber.
Well, they took one
Ooh.
scene out of her previous X-Men movie and they're expanding upon what they're doing.
Tell me how we fix this,
It is a
Charles.
good
Tell me what to
storyline.
do. I don't know what to do.
Don't know what to do.
What they don't understand.
Emma
fear
Frost. Why
and
did you
what
go
they
from an
fear
awesome Emma Frost to
seek
this
to
scary?
destroy.
This is that no bad.
This is your fault, Charles. I tried to protect her.
I'm scared.
Oh yeah, you're
When
gonna
I
die,
lose
baby. You're
control,
gonna die.
bad things happen.
Is it gonna happen on the moon though? Is she gonna die on
The girl dies. She's still
Here's a
Jean.
question.
We can still help
Is
her.
Mansion going to blow up in this one?
the moon?
Sometimes you want to
Because
believe
you know they
people
blow
are
up the
something that they
mansion
are
every
not.
single film.
By the time you realize who they are, it's too late.
Yeah. It's too late. Yeah. Okay. Alright. Well,
But it's still going.
it is.
She's coming.
But
It's cool to show off her power, though. But the reviews we've gotten from this and have been really bad, and I'm kind of wondering if Disney had bothered to do any work on it because it was already in the can. Do you think they bothered to do any re-editing or anything?
well, I know there were reports that Kevin Feige was looking at this and trying to figure out if there anything that could be done. But I think it was like how McCoy says to Kirk, "He's dead, Jim.
Yeah.
No, we
the
got to use the Genesis thing and bring him back."
Well, the trailer looks pretty good though. I mean, the trailer is intriguing, right? But we know from test audience and because with this one particularly, there were a couple of leaks that came out of the test screening. That of course
Yeah.
they're not supposed to do that, but they did come out. And we also had script leaks and a whole bunch of stuff has been leaked on this movie. What, a year or more ago, right? And they were really not friendly. This movie is really, really, really bad according to them. But in the interim of that year or so, during the Fox, the Disney buyout of Fox, I'm wondering if they touched it because I don't know. Are they really going to throw something out that it really sounds to be literally like a 2 to 4 movie? I mean, you would think they would try to at least do some editing things. I don't know, because the trailer looks good, but that doesn't mean anything. I don't know. We'll see.
And not to mention about New Mutants, where they're thinking of releasing it on Hulu because it's so bad as well.
Oh, right, right. No, that's true. And we'll see how it goes. I think over here in Asia, this is not going to do well though, because the one thing about the Asians is if they go to a movie, they want it to just be dumb fun. They don't care about deep Oscar stuff. They really don't. That's all. That's very much a pretentious Western thing, right? All the people over here in the Orient care about is they want to go and just shut their brain off for a couple hours and have fun. That's all they care about with a movie, right? And that's why you can see that very clearly if you're paying attention from the West, what movies are successful over here in Asia, right? So this is a could be a dumb popcorn film, and that could make money over here. But the problem is they really want they love the idea of the Hollywood starlet and the handsome leading man. They love that concept. And the problem is this girl has aged very badly. She should be doing like crone witch stuff instead of this. She's become extremely ugly. And that has nothing to do with her. It's not her fault. She's just a shogunai, or excuse me, a unfortunate situation. Ooh, mm, what do you think, George?
The trailer is terrible, absolutely terrible. Their
You didn't like
editing,
it. I thought it was fine.
the editing on this trailer, they show the cause before the effect, and everything about it screams of X-Men 3. There is nothing here that they are actually, how shall we say, pulling from the original content that happened in the comic books.
Well,
There's
other than the
nothing
fact that
Well,
she goes wrong, right?
there's
well,
nothing cosmic about it. There's
well.
absolutely nothing cosmic about it.
No, yeah, it's
Here's
true. Yeah.
here's the thing that you caught on. You said X-Men 3. Well, the writer for X-Men 3 is now the writer and director for this movie.
Uh-huh.
So there's no, it's kind of funny you caught on to that because it's like, yeah, the reason why it's that because the writer is wanting, I'm gonna do X-Men 3 again my way because
Well,
it wasn't done
it
She
did
the
doesn't
feel
first
that
way.
way though, didn't it? It felt like that scene from the movie where she goes crazy and dematerializes or deatomizes Charles Xavier. It looked like they took that scene and expanded it into a movie. That's what I felt when I was watching it. But yeah, that's interesting. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I do see a lot of comments over here. Uh,
All right.
you are allowed to play trailers on live stream is without getting in trouble. Yeah, sure you can, dude. You can play them. You just need to talk over them because when it comes to fair use, see if I just played that and just shut up and we watched it together, and they chose to bother with a small channel like mine, we could have a problem. But that's not what we did. I commentated over the top of it, so it's being used for review, right? And that is fair use. So yeah, no problem whatsoever. Now, some people will actually pause it once or twice during just to kind of give them some extra thing, but it's not necessarily by law. But of course, the another thing to keep in mind with that, YouTube, and therefore I should say Google, doesn't care anything about the law at all. If they want to copyright strike you, they will, whether they have the right to or not. You can go and spend your money and fight them if you like, because all that comes down on them, their side is fine, turn it back on, and they've cost you money and time. This is what they're doing, right? So it doesn't really matter. It doesn't matter. They can do whatever they want at any time they want. So just enjoy yourself, right? Now, I'm not going to be blatant about it, but yeah, who cares, dude? If they want to copyright or strike us, they can go right ahead and do so because they'll do it whether if they want to anyway. I mean, in a way, being a smaller channel is beneficial. Because we're not here trying to be superstars. We're not trying to be here become YouTube famous. That's not what we're doing. We're just sitting here having fun with you guys, man. So it all works out just fine. But I understand the concern. Kinberg has learned nothing just from making his script from X3 rather than going to the great Byrne or Claremont source material. Yeah, no, it's. I hope that in the future with Disney, they go back and look at some of the other storylines in X-Men because there are so many good ones. They don't have to stick on the registration or the Dark Phoenix. There's more things to tell, but we'll see what they do, Vailnit. Scary Albino, what's up, folks? Jimmy Ortiz is here. Support mutant registration today, Nick. Me
Talk,
Grimlock King is reason. I don't.
talk to your local congressman
Yeah,
for more detail.
I just don't know why they're so dedicated to not telling the story correctly. Yeah, it is weird, isn't it? I don't get it either. Jesse Miller says, Grimlock, they had 60 years worth of storyboards to work with. I don't know. Yeah, dude, exactly. Jesse says, at least New Mutants has Maisie Williams. She is the cuter one in that friendship. Really? I don't think either one of them are. To be fair, and old Maisie there, she's certainly a happy SJW, so you can have her. Vailnid, I like the actress they have for Ilyana in New Mutants. Cool. I thought the Emma Frost character choice, actor's choice was weird. I mean, because in the comic books, of course, it's a comic, so they're all super awesome shape, and of course, they're all can be seen as attractive. But in storytelling of a comic book, they're not all seen as attractive, right? They're not all have to be or supposed to be attractive, right? Like Captain Marvel has never been portrayed in story form as being particularly attractive, right? But Emma Frost is kind of drop dead sexy supposedly, right? Kind of like Mary Jane is the ultimate beautiful girl next door, right? So having a skull faced woman play Emma Frost, well, I don't know, man. That's a
And
bit weird.
she's the second one because January Jones was the original. Well, was the first actress
I thought she
playing.
was perfect for a young Emma, actually. For
Yeah,
a young Emma Frost, she was perfect. Yeah.
which is kind of weird because now you have to say if this is still the timeline because we're using James
Oh, hold on a second.
McAvoy.
No, Nick, no, hold on a second. Nick W says Chester, she's not Emma Frost. That's Cassandra Nova. Oh, well then she's too pretty. And haired. Interesting. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Denelli.
I was going to say because they killed off Emma Frost in this timeline. Remember Days of Future Past?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you're assuming that these people pay attention to continuity, dude. They don't. But yeah, no, I just assumed it was Emma Frost. I was wrong though. That's all right. Jesse Miller says the last thing about this movie, last thing I heard about this movie is it was shot in 3 weeks and edited in the fourth. Only reason this movie was put out as a release was because it's the last thing Fox has sold rights to. Oh, I see. Jimmy Oatmeal is here and he says, "What's up, folks?" So, what's up, Doc? Nick W said that already. And last little comment here is Jesse Miller says Emma Frost is like Rogue. Try to find a woman that looks like that and then see if she can act. Good luck. Yeah, well, yeah, continuity and them following the comic books, they really don't. I understand the movies have to be different. I get that, but you should take the content from the comic book and use it as true to form as you can, right? But it is. It is what it is. Anyway, guys, we are past our time. We did not get to anything today, Denelli. But there
Mm-hmm.
is one article I'm definitely bringing back tomorrow because we have to talk about that one. But I do need to get out of here, and the reason why I need to get out of here, of course, is because we have the fan edition of Jordan Quarter is coming up here in an hour, and I need to go prepare that show for that. I need to go prepare for that show, and of course, we'd be really, really, really happy if you guys would come and join us and be part of that. It's you know
On John Diller's.
on John Dillard's channel, right? So I need to make sure
Mhm.
he's prepared for that. So let me see here, get this set up. So and I'm not even sure he is. So just keep in mind, those of you guys who are here, it might be on this channel, just so you know. But we'll see how that works out. Um, Nevertheless, Denali.
All right. Well, thank you everybody for joining us for Comics News today. See you for tomorrow on Fan Speak, and tonight at Fan Edition Drawn and Quarter. But as always, your perception shapes your reality, so always make it a good one.
Namaste.
Namaste.
Later, guys. Thanks, George.